So hello everybody, this is Chris from Midwest Gardening for Health. And so today's video is going to be planting some seeds. So I have some solo cups, I have marbles for inside, I have some sandwich bags, we have markers just to kind of mark what we are growing. We have some 6-cell starters. We've got the trays with the humidity dome. And then we have some Espoma seed starting premium potting mix, organic. So that's what we have. And then obviously we'll have some water at the end to finish off the process. But so today we're just going to be throwing some seeds into the dirt to get started for the gardening outside. So it's exciting because we have spring coming up. So I have the seeds in these photo container organizers actually, but the seed packets work really well in these to keep them organized. So we've got beans, which will actually sow directly outside and not indoors. So we have some peppers. Those were hot peppers. We have sweet peppers. We have tomatoes, cucumbers, which everybody, or actually zucchini. Cucumbers, which everybody loves. Those are herbs, which we won't be starting right now. Our leafy greens, which will be a little later. What do we have? Kale, again, leafy greens, okra, and amaranth. We have some onions, corn, carrots. Those will be outside. And some Alexandria strawberries, which we do have strawberries on the way as far as getting those in the ground. And then what else do we have? Nasturtium, milkweed for our monarchs that we love to watch out in the backyard. So the tomatoes will actually be growing in these solo cups. And one good thing about tomatoes is that tomatoes grow or can root up the stem. And so we will be utilizing the solo cups so that we can plant them a little deeper. We'll be doing a 2-step rooting process where we will plant the seeds. We'll put in about half a cup of dirt for the seeds. And then as the seeds germinate and start to grow, we can add more dirt so that the root is deeper and in that stronger to hold the plant up as it gets bigger and bigger, because we do have and we do like the indeterminate tomatoes, so those are able to continue to grow, whereas the determinate tomatoes have a predestined height, predestined amount of blooms and fruit that go on the plant. The determinate will typically bloom in a big flush of fruit, whereas the indeterminate, it's more longer lasting fruit bearing than just a quick flush of fruit at one point in time. So one thing that we do need to do for the solo cup, put drainage holes in the bottom of each of these solo cups. What I've used is a soldering tool to just melt a hole in the bottom, or you can use a razor blade. I've seen them cut on the sides. I've seen them cut on the bottom. Since I use the soldering tool, I typically do the bottom. We will get those items to get that done. All right, so I'm back. I've got the soldering gun, well, the wood burning piece. I have that plugged in, heated up. We have our solo cups. So the red ones are going to be the ones that we are planting into, and the clear ones are the ones that we're going to be using as the drainage cup. We have planting cup elevated off of the drainage cup. That way that the water the dirt and roots are not sitting in the water. They're elevated a little bit so that we can keep a better eye on the water level. And when we need to add water to our tomato plants, we are just going to, based on the garden needs, we have 52 tomato plants that we're going to be planting. We have the ones that we're planting are the Abe Lincoln original tomato, the Brad's Atomic grape tomato. We have the Cherokee purple tomato, the Golden Jubilee tomato, large barred boar. We have the Martino's Roma. We have the Ozark pink. We have Missouri pink love apple. We have Sun Gold cherry. We have some Tommy Toe tomatoes, and we have Super Sweet 100 hybrid tomatoes. Some are cherry, some are slicing, and then some are for sauces. That's the Roma. And so that's 11 varieties. We did get them from Baker's Creek, which we obtained the majority of our tomato seeds from because they are fairly local over in Missouri, not very far from us here in Southern Illinois. We're going to just put 4 holes in the bottom of each of these cups. And so very simple because it's already warm and this is small plastic. Just real quick. Making a pleasant smell, I'm sure you can imagine. But so the process is just going through and doing that over and over again. Well, I do have to say I don't remember it smelling so badly or smoking so much last time I did this. But I guess in reality, I did it on a very small scale, whereas I only did 2 or 3 last time I did it this way. I might choose a different option next time as far as creating the holes in the bottom of my cups. Might go for the razor blade option versus the melting of the bottoms. So we have our cups, and then we need to get our seeds. So we were going to do for Abe Lincoln, there's the Abe Lincoln and Brad's Atomic. And so Brad's Atomic will look like this, which is kind of interesting. It's like a cherry tomato, grape tomato it says, but it has a very psychedelic look to it. So I'm excited to see what those look like once they grow. And then the Abe Lincoln just looks similar to a regular tomato that you would find, red. Again, we're gonna do that 2-tier plant, so we'll put a little dirt in, and then we will put our tomato seed. Once the tomatoes start growing, we will then add more dirt around it to make the root system longer and stronger. So we will start with some dirt. We have our handy dandy little planting mat to hopefully catch some of the dirt that potentially spills, because planting is never really a science and it always makes a little bit of a mess, especially since I didn't bring the gardening spade. Shovel in. Again, fill it about halfway in hopes of not getting a bunch of hate messages, the smell of burning the holes in this kind of reminded me of my childhood whenever we would go with my grandparents camping. We would usually put some of the trash, not all of the trash, but usually the paper products, and there would always be a little bit of plastic that found its way in there, but we would always burn the trash while we were camping, and so that kind of reminded me of that, kind of brought back some memories. So we put the dirt in, and then we're going to plant our seeds. And you want to plant the seeds about 1/8 of an inch deep. And again, we're going to be doing 5 of these, so I need 1 more cup. And 4 of the Abe Lincoln. We have our jumbo popsicle sticks. We have a permanent marker to mark them. And then we have water. So we do want to make sure before we add water that they are in their cups. Otherwise, we will be making a very large mess, basically pouring water everywhere. And I've just been putting 3 marbles in each of these. We will add some water. Probably should mark them first. So as far as marking, I'm going to put the date that I'm planting, and then also what it is that we're planting. And then we just add water. And so we will put those inside the little light. We'll make sure there's enough water. So that the plants can absorb up into the dirt. So then that helps keep the soil watered, but the water not to be, or the soil not to be too wet. And then we can cover that up with the humidification dome. And we have our heat mats that we can apply underneath to keep them warm under the heat lamp. These aren't exactly made for these cups, so we'll have to play games to keep them under the dome. We just continue to do that. We will check back with you here in a little bit. No need to watch us plant more tomatoes. I want to thank you for joining me for this video and helping to make today an extraordinary day. Until next time, I'm sending peace, love, and light to you, your garden, and all those you hold dear. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, but ta-ta for now. 49 more times. No. What would I say? 53, 52. Anyway, 40 plus times. So, so the tomatoes will actually be growing in these solo cups. And one good thing about tomatoes is that they one minute, I need to figure out what that is. All right, thank you.